Hey everybody, welcome back to Kitchenorama. What is everyone up to? Hope you guys are staying safe, checking me on Instagram and Facebook, and definitely on YouTube here. Now it's raining outside, which calls in for some nice and yummy crispy starters or chips. Well, I would usually go with tortilla chips for my guacamole, but I was like, why don't I make something more healthy so I don't feel guilty when I indulge? So let's get started. For this recipe, you need 1 cup of chickpea flour. You need half a cup of rice flour. You need half a cup of ragi or millet flour. You need half a cup of oats powder. I have ground rolled oats in a little magic bullet. 2 to 3 tablespoons of red chili flakes. I'm using 1/4 cup of kasuri methi or dried fenugreek leaves. You can use any dried herbs you have. Salt to taste. You need about 1 teaspoon of turmeric. You don't need a whole lot. You need white sesame seeds. Now you can totally use black sesame seeds if you have those. Go ahead and in a container, you're gonna go ahead and add all your flours one at a time. So I'm adding my rice flour here. I'm adding my chickpea flour. I'm adding my millet flour here. Now if you have quinoa flour or soy flour, you can definitely add that if you don't find millet very easily. I'm adding my kasuri methi. Again, any dried herbs that you have, like parsley or oregano or thyme, whatever you like to flavor your chips with. I'm adding my chili flakes, my turmeric, and some salt. Now we're going to be kneading it into a dough, so you know at some point you can still taste and figure out if the salt is not enough, and you can adjust that during the later stages. Now go ahead and blend all your flours together and make sure there are no lumps. You don't really need to sieve this or filter this or strain this. Just make sure there are no lumps, and you can kind of use your hands to mush down any of the extra lumpy flour pieces that you might find. And now once that is done, you're gonna go ahead and start adding water, and you want to make into a thick dough. Now this needs to be thicker than a pizza dough. It's more like a tortilla dough. I don't know if you have ever made it, but it shouldn't be too squishy or it shouldn't be too sticky. It should be nice and firm. It shouldn't be too tight or hard. So go ahead and keep adding water. As you can see, I'm not adding all the water in one go. I want to make sure that I'm getting to the right consistency, so I'm going to keep adding water a little by little so I have control on the moisture content. And as you can see, my dough is ready. Go ahead and take some cooking oil in your hand, sprinkle it over your dough, and just pat it over the dough. As you can see, my dough is stiff. It's not sticky. I mean, obviously it is sticky to my fingers, but you understand what I say. It shouldn't be like too spongy or gooey, but it should be a nice dough. Great. Go ahead and give it a good knead, and you will see that this dough does not stay together like all-purpose flour. Now go ahead and divide your dough into equal portion sizes. Here I have made into 6 pieces, and I'm going to use some whole wheat flour, or if you have all-purpose flour, you can use that. I am totally steering away from all-purpose flour in my recipes as much as I can. Take one of the dough circles and put it on a rolling plate. Sprinkle it with some wheat flour so that it doesn't stick on your rolling surface and gives you a smooth glide. Pat it into a little bigger circle and roll it out using a rolling pin. Now I rolled it out and during the last stages of rolling, I sprinkled it with some sesame seeds, as you can see. And I'm just gonna go ahead and then cut them into beautiful diamond shapes. So I'm gonna go vertical first at a good distance, and then I'm going to go diagonally to it. And these chips, once they are fried, they taste amazing. I might have gobbled down a lot of them while I was cooking, which wasn't a very good idea. And there you go, because these chips are so addictive, you can't stop with one. Now I will show you when I pick one piece here. This is the thickness you want to roll your dough into. You don't want it to be too thin, you don't want it to be too thick, you just want it to be a good chip size. I'm using a very sharp knife so that I'm getting clear edges. Then on the other side, I take a shallow bottom pan, I have some hot oil, and I'm going to just drop these pieces in to fry. Now always make sure your oil is hot and ready, because if these don't start frying immediately, they become very chewy. You want them to be crisp and nice. So the temperature of your oil matters. Go ahead and give it a quick flip, and you can see if your oil is at the right temperature, which is hot enough, you don't have to cook them for long. They quickly turn golden brown, and that's the best part about this. And once they are done, this is how beautiful your quick and easy homemade tortilla chips look like. You can have them with guacamole, salsa, whatever cheesy nacho base you want to use this for. Go for it. Nice and crispy and yummy-licious. Healthy at the same time, so if you end up gobbling down a few extra, don't worry about it. Enjoy with friends and family and stay tuned.